Pokemon Legends Arceus, Game Freak's newest entry in the mainline Pokemon games and a sharp left turn away from the franchise's previous entries. I'm here to talk about my first impressions with the game and to ask your guys' thoughts on it as well. Right away when you open the game, it gets right into it. No title screen, no mashing A to get to the new game option, just the company logos and you're plunged right into the intro sequence, choosing your base character and their name. This is something I appreciated with the jump to console with Sword and Shield, and I'm glad that they stuck with that decision. The story starts in a very interesting way with your character communicating directly with Arceus, god of the Pokemon universe, and you mysteriously ending up on a strange island, which straight away is far different than anything ever done before in a mainline Pokemon game, and more along the lines of something that could happen in the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon series instead, and personally I couldn't be happier with that comparison. I got my copy a few days after release, so I know I'm a little late to the party, but playing through a few hours of the game, I already have so many thoughts that I couldn't wait to finish it for review, so I'm here now to share my first impressions. Legends is immediately the type of game I had been anticipating since Game Freak's announcement to permanently focus on making games for home consoles, and it feels similar to what I had been imagining the games could be all the way back when Pokemon Coliseum for the GameCube was coming out. Being able to walk around in these environments with wild Pokemon, being able to observe, fight, catch, and interact in so many different ways with them is so refreshing. And it really breathes a whole new life into the series. And for the first time since Pokemon Black and White 2, I feel invigorated and excited at the idea of playing the game. There's some negatives that I'll get into, but I really can't stress enough that Legends really does do so many things right. The interactions you can have with the other characters, the way you can use your Pokemon even outside of battle, the way characters in the game have their own opinions on Pokemon and their place in the world, the way the game stresses that your character really does have an incredible skill and talent and you're not just some random 10-year-old kid who ends up catching legendary Pokemon and defeating the Elite Four and becoming champion. It all comes together so well, and you can feel that even though there are some rough edges here and there, that the game has incredible talent behind it, and that the future of Pokemon games is looking so much brighter than fans, including myself, have thought in the past. It feels like after years and years of mediocrity and disappointment, there's finally something for both fans and Game Freak to love, to remind people what makes Pokemon such an incredible franchise to begin with. It truly feels like what a Pokemon game is meant to be. Now, this doesn't come without its flaws that I've alluded to, and the biggest complaint that everyone shares is the game's graphics. The character models, building textures, clothes, and Pokemon all look great, but the environment, the ground, the water, the cliffside, trees, smaller objects on tables and desks, those sort of things look extremely dated and low quality, and I've seen a lot of comparisons to the PlayStation 2 era. And does that bother me? Well, yes, a little bit. Pokemon is the most successful franchise of all time. They have the financial capacity to do whatever all the other big players do. They have the resources to compete and make something equally as visually stunning as Nintendo with Breath of the Wild or Capcom with Monster Hunter Rise. But at the end of the day, as a company, they're going to do what gives them the least amount of friction and the least amount of perceived risk and the largest profit margin. Does that make the game bad? No, of course not. This may not be the case for everyone, but while it is a little bit disappointing that the game looks like it's from a bygone era, it still looks perfectly fine within its art style. The gameplay is solid, the writing's good, and ultimately I'm willing to praise Game Freak for a job well done after years of feeling like they didn't care about their franchise. As I mentioned earlier, I'm only a few hours into the game, but that being said, the intro sequence is a bit on the long side. I'm sure anybody who's watched the first episode of people's playthroughs recently has also felt that. This doesn't bother me in the slightest from the perspective of playing the game from a fresh new experience, and in fact the novelty of the entry overall makes the long intro feel a little bit more sensible and manageable compared to older titles. But it makes for a difficult situation for watching a bunch of people's playthroughs. It makes it more difficult for creators to have a unique take for their first experience. Makes it where if you're someone who loves to go back and replay the games, the beginning will likely feel like a bit of a slog as well. Overall, however, my first impressions are this. Wow, this game is fun, and I can't wait to keep playing it, ugly grass and all. If you made it to the end of this video, consider leaving a like, leave a comment sharing your thoughts, and subscribe for future content. I've also been playing this game on my stream on Twitch. If you want to come by and check that out, that'd be much appreciated. And let me know down in the comments below if you want my playthrough of the game to go here or on a secondary channel. That being said, hope you guys have a great day. Peace out.